Well, hey there, friends, and welcome to the Raising Amazing Tween Girls show, where we love tween girls and the mamas who are raising them. I'm Lisa Tony with Girl Tribe Nation, and I am so very glad that you are joining me today. Girl Tribe Nation is committed to raising a generation of tween girls to be smart, healthy, brave, and live with a whole lot more happy in their lives. Today's episode is sponsored by Growing Up Girl, the online puberty class for tween girls by Girl Tribe Nation. If you are looking for an online class that teaches all the things about growing up girl, including puberty, body changes, and basic reproduction, then this is the class that you have been looking for. It is age appropriate for tween girls ages 9 through 12, and it has sessions on understanding puberty, hair care, nail care, skin care during puberty, growing breasts and bras, getting your period care, and basic reproduction. Now, if you are looking for something that takes a more protective approach, and it encourages delayed sexuality, rather than the experimental and active sexual approach that most puberty curriculum encourages today for our girls, then this online course is just what you are looking for. We encourage tweens and their moms to watch it together and include 6 amazing mother-daughter great dates that go along with the curriculum to talk about all the things together. You can check it out at girltribenation.com/growingupgirl. Now, we are in the midst of a 3-part series on helping our tween girls navigate conflict. All the places in life that we end up running into where there's conflict. What do? Have we taught our girls? Well, we've had episodes on saying I'm sorry. Last week's episode was on forgiveness. And so if you want to check those out, if you haven't had a chance to listen to them, that will help you through this process. But today I'm so excited. We are going to finish up our series on conflict by talking about how to help our girls when they are in a fight. We are talking about conflict resolution. Does it break your heart to see girls being mean to each other? I hate it. It is so frustrating to me. Being mean to other girls is hurtful. It damages their self-esteem, their identity. It denies girls the potential of building good and healthy and helpful friendships in their lives. So here's what we're doing, ladies. We are gonna work together as mamas to raise up tween girls that know how to deal with conflict. Now, did you ever get taught the skills to work through conflict, or did you just kind of figure it out on your own? Or maybe you never have. I mean, a lot of us hear the sayings all the time, just be nice, just be kind. But being nice and being kind is easy when people are nice and kind. But what do we do if they're not? Well, we have been talking for the last few weeks about giving our girls some really practical, good, helpful tools that they can have in their tool belts to help navigate the mean. Now, here's the thing. We all have bad days, right? You do, I do, we all do. I've had really good friends that say things that they don't really mean, but they hurt. And I've said things that I don't really mean, but they were intended to hurt someone because I was just having a moment about something. But we need to help our girls have a mindset of grace when they deal with each other. Grace is giving someone something they don't deserve. And this is a gift to be able to extend in their friendships and in their relationships. It is a good word to know what it means and choose to live as a person of grace. Well, today we are talking about conflict resolution. Have you ever been in a fight and not know how to resolve it? Oh, that's so hard when you feel one way and someone else feels the other way, and you say things and they say things, and you're all of a sudden feeling all that tension and conflict. Well, as a grown adult, it's hard, let alone someone who's going through puberty with all their hormones racing through their body, trying to navigate the world of moving from kid life to tween life. What does that even look like? And so today, mamas, I'm glad that we can have this conversation, that we can give our girls another good step in growing up as a graceful young woman. If a tween has a fight with a friend, it can be absolutely devastating. Now, for adults, arguments with others can be really hard, but it's not necessarily earth-shattering. But everything is bigger when you're a tween because you don't have the life experience yet to keep it in perspective. You've got hormones racing, you've got emotions you've never had to navigate, and that moment is their entire world. So it can completely impact their physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual well-being. Now, it can leave mamas scratching their head saying, what is going on? Well, that's why Girl Tribe Nation is here. We are all about helping you navigate so that you can raise healthy tween girls who can live with a whole lot more happy in their lives. That's what we want, right? Okay, well, here's some things that we're going to talk about today as we talk about the ideas of conflict resolution and how we help our girls understand this process. As we start talking about conflict, one of the things that we have to really have as a base or foundation is that we agree to talk it out. If we want to resolve conflict, we're not going to resolve it if we don't do anything. Conflict is something that has to be dealt with. And so we need to give our girls courage and help them lean into their brave so that they will be able to talk it out. So why should we talk it out? Well, do we want to remain enemies? Do we want to have this angerness and bitterness in our lives? Conflict resolution is a good thing because it makes things better. It'll make our girls feel better and it makes the relationship better. So there's not going to be any resolution if you don't talk it out. When we're talking about conflict resolution, we want to start with ground rules. And so some of the ones that I really like to set when we're working on conflict resolution is, as we talk this out, here's what we need to do. We're not going to interrupt each other, no interruptions. We're going to stay respectful. That means we're not going to say mean things to each other. We're going to keep our words and our communication as respectful as possible. No yelling, don't yell, don't curse, and don't insult. Okay, we're gonna put all of those things as our ground rules as we're working towards making this better. Those are what we need to keep as mutually agreed upon ground rules. Once we've got our ground rules established, we're gonna talk about what happened, one at a time. How did you see what happened? How did it make you feel? What did it make you think about? So when it's your turn to talk, you want to explain your position. You want to use words of feelings and what you were thinking. You want to talk about how you saw it, but you want to stay calm. Because if you stay calm, you remove some of the emotion out of it so that we can just use our words in our communication process. And so it's each person, your daughter and then her friend or her daughter and whoever it was that was in the conflict, they take turns stating their position. Then once that has been done, they need to identify the conflict. Okay, so this is really important because sometimes they're like, we know what it is, or she knows what she did. Well, sometimes people don't know, and it gets you on the same page. So once each girl has said how they see the situation, you say, okay, well, here's the conflict. And sometimes the conflict then is different in each girl's mind. Like for one girl, she may see it one way and the other girl may see it a different way. So it's really helpful to say, okay, each of you, let's talk about how you see the conflict. Now, it's really helpful is if you just kind of even have some built-in moments of pause. And one way you can do this is to just say, okay, let's write down what the argument's about in a couple of sentences. And this is going to help you stay focused on what you're trying to fix. Okay, once you've identified what the conflict is. And maybe they'll get to a point where they both think it's the same thing. You have to know the problem in order to find a solution. So once we've got the problem written down on the paper or up on a whiteboard or a chalkboard, it can be really helpful to see it, this is the problem. Now we need to come to some solutions. So then you start the process of brainstorming solutions. What could be some ways that we can fix this? How can we resolve this conflict? Now, you don't have to agree on a solution yet. You want to stay open to all the possibilities and just brainstorm them and write them down the ways that this problem could be fixed. Then, once you've got a bunch of different solutions down, then it's time to start to try and work on the process of agreeing on a solution. Which one makes the most sense? Do you think that you could do this? Do you think you could do this? Does this make the most sense for us to agree on this solution and try and move forward in this way? Does everyone have buy-in? And once you feel like you've come to the one that has the most buy-in, yes, I can do this. Yes, I think this will help the situation. Then you write out the solution. So you've got the conflict written out. Now you've got the solution written out. And you should read those aloud. And then take a moment, reevaluate. Is this exactly what we're going to agree on? Here's what the conflict was. Here's what the solution is. this is what we're going to do to move forward. And then if everyone agrees on it, then you move forward with that process. Now, you may want to set up a time and just say, hey, why don't we just check in with each other in a couple days or next week and make sure that we're all still feeling good about this. Sometimes that reevaluation process can be helpful to our girls in case things have gone sideways or one party is not sticking to what they had agreed upon as the solution. Okay, so this is a little process that I've taken you through. And so as I've talked about it, you can kind of get a sense like, do you need a third party in there? Sometimes you do. And so that can either be another friend or that can be you as her mom. So as you talk through this process with your daughter, as she learns what it means to have conflict resolution, these are good things for her to know that she might even be able to help other friends navigate this process. Like if there's some friends at school or in her club or in her sports team or whatever she's involved with and there's conflict, if she knows this process in her head, she can even on the spot help lead her friends through this. Like take them through each step so that she can help bring a resolution and bring some healing into their friend group. Sometimes that's what we need. We need someone who's like, hey, hold on here. You guys, you're duking this out. Sounds like you guys are on different pages. You guys need to hear each other. Sarah, you say what you're thinking and feeling. Okay, Samantha, now it's your turn. You say what you're thinking and feeling. Okay, what's the problem here? And then let's talk about some solutions. What can we do to fix this thing? Okay, what solution do you like? Okay, what solution do you like? Do you think we can do this? Okay, let's move forward with this. So if she can work someone through this process, then that could be an awesome skill for her to be able to have. It's a leadership skill and it helps her to be smart, healthy, brave, and live with a whole lot more happy when she's able to do that in her own life and then also with her friends. Now, these are skills that our girls need to learn because most people, they honestly just don't do an awesome job with this. So I want my daughter, I want your daughter, I want our girls to do this better. And I get it, it takes courage. We need to build our brave in this area so that we can have healthier relationships. And these are the things that we do to help our girls navigate conflict so that they are smart, brave, and healthy, and that they can live with a whole lot more happy in their lives. Okay, friends, we've spent the last few weeks looking at conflict and giving our girls some really practical, helpful ways to navigate conflict. In the first week, we talked about how to say, I'm sorry. In the second week, we talked about how to forgive someone. And today we talked a little bit about conflict resolution and I gave you a strategy to help our girls navigate conflict. Now, I've created an awesome mother-daughter date that can give you all the talking points for these areas that we've been talking about. So I want to invite you and encourage you to take your daughter out and have a fun boba or go out for some froyo, whatever her fave is, maybe an ice cream treat, and spend a few days talking just for a few minutes about these different skills and how to navigate conflict. Okay, friends, here's to raising smart, brave, healthy girls who live with a whole lot more happy in their lives. I am cheering you on as you raise your amazing tween daughters, as you help them learn how to navigate conflict in relationships. It's our responsibility, it's our opportunity, and it's our privilege to get to do this as their moms. Don't forget to check out that mother-daughter great date for you. You can find it at girltribenation.com/conflict. Completely free, and I hope you'll access it. Okay, thank you so much for joining me today at the Raising Amazing Tween Girls Show. We here at Girl Tribe Nation are all about resourcing moms of tween girls to grow a generation of young ladies to be smart, healthy, brave, and live with a whole lot more happy in their lives. Our girls will be dealing with conflict their whole lives. But if we can give them the skills to do this well, it will help shape a generation of girls to do things differently and way better. I want that for them. I want that for my daughter, and I want that for yours. Well, if you found today's episode helpful, I would love it if you could send a quick text and share it with a friend. And if you could subscribe, leave a review and a comment. So helpful to us and what we're doing here at Girl Tribe Nation, and it helps us to know what you want to hear from us next. Now, don't forget to check out our amazing puberty online class, Growing Up Girls for Tween Girls, at girltribenation.com/growingupgirl. Thanks again for joining me. I can't wait until next time. Bye for now.